Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to another episode of Snapshot from the Summit. 5 minutes of astoundingly amazing goodness that will enable you to finally crack the code to unlocking the money vault. Flip the bird at the 9 to 5 and escape that cage that's been keeping you imprisoned. Whether that is the 9 to 5 or whether it's a business not bringing home the biscuits, so to speak. Okay, we are on episode 3. We are right in the middle of 6 episodes that are all about 6 things that will radically transform your life in 365 days or 1 year, whichever comes first. Okay, so episode 1, we talked about giving up complaining. There's nothing good ever happened from complaining. Nothing ever changes from constantly complaining. So you need to give up complaining and remove yourself from environments where that is the norm. Episode 2, we talked about cultivating one skill, and I gave you an exercise and then I gave you a formula from which to narrow down the skills that you should be focusing on. So if you haven't watched that episode, do so before you get into this episode, because episode 3 of 6 things that you can do to radically transform your life in the next 365 days or 1 year, whichever comes first, is this. Okay. Studies were done, in fact, they talked to the majority of people who were CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, those people who were extremely successful in business, entrepreneurial types, shall we say. Okay, and the characteristic that they found that was literally 100% amongst those who were who were CEOs of, very successful companies or who ran extremely successful companies, entrepreneurial types, was the fact that they operated from an internal locus of control. Okay, so they made decisions based on internal dialogue, not external dialogue or feedback, okay, which 99% of people who are totally broke, that's how they operate, right? They operate based on external feedback, right? So it's like the cork that is bobbing up and down the river, right? And it bobs up and down, and then it bangs into a log on the right-hand side, and that changes the cork's direction because it bangs into the log, and then it bounces off the log and it goes in the opposite direction. And then what it does is it gets caught up on a tree trunk, and so it's bobbing around there for a little while, and then slowly a wave whacks it, and then off it goes again down the river. Then it bangs into a rock. Okay, you get my drift, right? That's what we call external feedback, right? External locus of control. When you operate from an external locus of control, it's total chaos because you are operating at the whim of other people. Now, what's a very famous external locus of control? You got it, the 9 to 5, my friends, right? The 9 to 5, because you're constantly operating from an external locus of control. Your boss tells you, go do this. Your boss tells you, be here at 9 a.m. Your boss tells you, you can have lunch at 12. Your boss tells you, you've got 2 lunch breaks. No, he doesn't. He says, you've got a 15-minute break. Be back in 15 minutes, right? That's operating from an external locus of control, right? You can see how if you want to escape the cage, right, which is totally operated from an external locus of control, right? The cage is an external cage that is keeping you imprisoned, right? So you have to change the way you make decisions and start operating from internal feedback, right? Confidence is bred from being able to make decisions based on internal feedback. What's the best way to do these kind of things? You know, you want to really give your decision-making muscles a workout, right? How do you do that? The best thing I can talk about, I will do so in the next episode, but I just wanted to give the framework that people who, if you really want to change your life in the next 365 days, to radically transform it, then go from operating from external feedback to operating from internal feedback. Okay, so that's it, my friends. I will give you a method to strengthen your ability to make decisions based on internal feedback in the next episode. Okay, so that's it, my friends. Really think about that. Think about the external feedback that you're getting now. Is the majority of your decision making based on external circumstances, or are you operating mostly from internal decision-making capability? Okay, so something for you to think about. This is it. Episode 3, done and dusted. It's Dwayne signing off for the team here at Conquer Your Everest. Until the next episode, if you need some help on operating more internally, making decisions based on internal, confident decision-making, then reach on out. Above or below this episode, you'll find 3 ways. Pick one, and let's get together and let's chat about you finally unlocking the money vault, flipping the bird at the 9 to 5, and escaping the cage that's keeping you in prison. It's Dwayne signing off for the team here. I will speak to you again on the next episode of Snapshots from the Summit. Bye for now.